the shortage in inventory, the Central Massachusetts real estate market saw success in 2017. Plus, the Holy Cross men's lacrosse team hosts an exclusive draft for a very special boy. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. A young Central Massachusetts boy gets the chance of a lifetime Wednesday. 10-year-old Austin Jones has already battled kidney failure and cancer. Today, he was able to sign a national letter of intent through the nonprofit Team Impact. Our Cam Janger was at today's signing and joins us now live with those details. Cam?
Yeah, Anna, Austin had a kidney transplant when he was just 3 years old, and it's led to several other medical conditions, but he's always had a great passion for sports, and today he was able to officially become a member of the Holy Cross Crusaders.
Austin Jones loves sports, but has never been able to play due to his various medical conditions. Wednesday, the 10-year-old signed a national letter of intent with the College of the Holy Cross men's lacrosse team.
I will all thank you for letting me be up here, and I really just feel really excited to be on your team.
Austin underwent a kidney transplant when he was 3 years old. Last summer, he was also diagnosed with cancer. Team Impact aims to improve the quality of life for children facing serious and chronic illnesses.
When you have kids that have these dark, hard times, things like this are what get them through it. Honestly, like, he's been talking all week about this opportunity, and even though he wasn't feeling good, he was looking forward to this.
He always comes out of the other side as someone who's energetic and strong. He always has a really good attitude and he hardly ever complains. He's my hero.
Now officially a Crusader, Austin will be able to attend the team's games, practices, and events. Head coach Judd Lattimore is excited for his team to be role models for Austin.
We're the ones benefiting the most, and I think at the same time we can help them to kind of be a good example and kind of show them what it is to be a Holy Cross lacrosse player and to do the right things. So.
Lacrosse season is just a month away, and Austin, he can't wait.
I'm really excited and I feel real pumped.
Now, about 5 months ago, Austin successfully beat cancer. Now, he still has some good days and some bad days when it comes to his kidney. When talking to his parents, they say they hope this experience helps him feel like a normal kid, but also what it feels like to finally be on a team. Anna?
What an inspirational story. I can't wait to see him on the sidelines. So cute. The Central Massachusetts real estate market had a successful 2017 despite what realtors call a shortage in available homes. Cheryl Dinger-Taylor, president of ERA Key Realty Services, says there's been a shortage of inventory over the past couple of years. Right now, she says there's less than a third of their regular inventory. She says even with fewer homes up for sale, the area saw a very robust housing market in 2017, and ERA Key Realty had its best year ever. She says if you're thinking of selling, it's a great time to put your house on the market.
We are strongly lent towards the seller's marketplace at the moment. If a seller puts their home on the market, as long as they're priced correctly or accurately, and they are staged well, they look nice, they show nice, they're well maintained, their home is going to sell fast. It's going to sell for top dollar, most likely full price, maybe multiple offers.
For buyers, her advice is to be prepared and connect with a real estate agent who can act as an advisor so they can get into the right home when it comes on the market. The Paw Sox are weighing in on the Rhode Island Senate Finance Committee approved legislation for a new stadium. The committee voted overwhelmingly to approve public subsidies, which would help fund a new stadium. The state would pay $23 million of the $83 million. In a statement Paw Sox officials released last night, they say, "We're pleased with tonight's action by the Senate Finance Committee. We commend Senate President Ruggiero and Chairman Conley for their leadership roles with respect to this enabling legislation for the Pawtucket Ballpark Bills." The next step now is for the Senate to vote on Tuesday, January 16th. Now, Paw Sox officials have visited Worcester several times, and City Manager Edward Augustus has also shown his support for the team to move here to Worcester. More in a story we brought to you last night. Large snowbanks have become a familiar sight in Worcester after last week's snowstorm. They become a concern for drivers as well. As our Rosalind Flaherty explains, police say drivers should be cautious.
You can't go anywhere in the city without seeing large snow piles like this one on city streets and corners, and drivers say it's difficult to see around them. Stephen Papagni says large snow piles are making it difficult when driving around the city.
You have to edge out because you can't see anybody coming.
Almost a week after Worcester saw more than a foot of snow, the roads are clear, but snowbanks on city streets and corners are still there, and it's causing concern for drivers.
There's too much snow, it's everywhere. You can't, coming out of side roads, you can't see on the main road. Accidents.
The city says they require residents and businesses to shovel sidewalks after a storm, but there is no designated area to put all of the snow.
It is a challenge, especially when you get the volume of snow that we've gotten.
Worcester police say people need to be extra vigilant and use caution at intersections.
If you can't see the cars coming left and right as you're pulling out, so I think the most important thing is to pull out very slowly, not make any sudden moves, and never assume that there's not a car there if you can't see.
The city hopes warmer temperatures forecasted for the next few days will help with melting the snow piles, but until then, everyone needs to work around them.
We live in New England, right? So I guess we have to put up with the good, bad, and it comes along with the good.
Worcester police say snowbanks are also making city street lanes smaller, so they say to be careful of what's around you. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester police officers arrested 6 men in a sting targeting Johns in a Maine South neighborhood. According to police, members of the department and its vice squad received a lot of complaints about prostitution and aggressive behavior from Johns in the area. Police say an undercover officer stood on the sidewalk and was solicited by several males in vehicles. All 6 men were arrested for paying for sexual conduct. 2 men are charged in an Auburn home invasion in connection to a case where police say a teenage girl was kidnapped. According to Auburn police, Zabiel Feliciano and Ibrahim Burrell were arrested Tuesday on charges connected to the December home invasion on White Terrace. During the invasion, police say 3 shots were fired and victims were assaulted by 2 men looking for marijuana. Police say it's the same home where 4 people allegedly tortured a 16-year-old girl on that same day. Worcester police responding to fewer crimes during last week's cold weather. According to police, arrests were down by about 30% compared to the rest of the year. Police say property crimes in particular went down, including things like house breaks and vandalism. Police say it's not unusual to see property crimes diminish during the winter months. The city is looking at ways to deal with an ongoing issue of trash on city streets. A big problem, some councilors say, is the way Worcester recycles, and Mother Nature may be to blame as well. Our Chandler Walsh takes a look.
Worcester wants cleaner streets.
It is a bit of a dirty neighborhood, to be honest.
It's something that gives a negative image to the city.
The city is trying to address an ongoing problem with overloaded recycling bins. On windy days, items are often blown into the streets.
The lawns, the streets, the sidewalks, businesses, schools, parks, playgrounds, we find that litter everywhere, and we have to change the method of recycling.
City Councilor Gary Rosen says the issue has increased in recent years. Recyclables have changed from heavier materials like glass to lighter materials like plastic.
Especially the water bottles we all drink the spring water from. I mean, you can find those everywhere. They're just so light.
And residents are recycling more. DPW Commissioner Paul Moosey says Worcester has outgrown its 18-gallon recycling bins.
We have a very high recycling rate, the highest of any urban area, I think in the country.
The DPW has looked into many different solutions to the recycling problem, from larger bins to lids. Moosey says the most likely one is getting rid of bins and using clear bags.
People could put their recyclables in a clear bag, put them out to the curb, and then they would be picked up similar to the regular waste.
Councilor Rosen says changing the recycling program could cost money, but he says it will benefit everyone.
The question is, do we want to be the cleanest city maybe in New England? I think we can do that. But it's going to take some effort, it's going to take some expense.
That was our Chandler Walsh reporting. A Worcester woman claims a plainclothed Worcester police officer violated her civil rights during a violent arrest 7 years ago. The woman was 14 years old when she says the assault happened at the Honey Farms on Grafton Street. The complaint was filed Sunday in federal court by Melissa Montanez. She alleges William Hinson did not identify himself as an officer before roughly handcuffing her. Montanez says she suffered a concussion when Hinson hit her head on the door of his car as he forced her inside. According to the lawsuit, she's seeking undisclosed damages. And a former Worcester County Sheriff's Office employee is suing the department, saying he was retaliated against for reporting political activity. According to the Telegram, Jude Christo worked for the department for more than 10 years and says Worcester County Sheriff Lou Evangelitis fired him in 2011 for reporting political activity occurring prior to the sheriff's election in 2010. Evangelitis denies the claim, saying Christo was eliminated for efficiency.